Okay, this video is on your technical research and how you're going to sew. So you will either get one of these from me that I've done for you, or you will be doing your own. It doesn't matter if some of the lines are a little wiggly or jiggly. This is just to get you used to sewing. So you're going to be sewing all three of these elements, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure your presser foot is up and that your needle is up. So I know that because I can put the piece of fabric underneath here. And here's the other thing you're going to want to make sure that's happening, and we'll see these are a little bit short. So this thread is ending here and this one goes all the way to here. So I'm going to take this top thread and pull it out. These threads should be the width of machine and then at least the width of your palm, and the top one goes through the flip-flop and down. Keep an eye on your bobbin. If your bobbin ever starts to run out of thread, I need you to let me know so I can refill it. You have to sew with 2 pieces of thread coming out of the machine. If you only have one, nothing's going to happen. So you can see that I'm aligning my needle here with the line here. I'm going to gently engage my presser foot, and I'm going to turn my needle towards me and put it into the fabric. You're going to take your shoe off. Everyone has to take their shoe off to sew with me because you need to understand the power of the machine, and that's going to come easier if you do not have a shoe on. Slowly pressing down. I'm going to sew to that cross, and then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to back up. So this is called a back stitch, what we just did, and this helps keep our fabric from coming apart. We're only sewing one layer, but when you do your object, you'll need to be sewing 2 pieces of fabric together. Now I'm going to slowly engage. Should not be sewing faster than this. A little bit faster than that. It's a little bit fast, so slow it down with the pressure. My hands are on the side of either side of the fabric. I'm going to stop. I'm almost at the end, and I don't want to go over, so I'm just going to hand turn this to the very end. And then I'm going to put my back stitch on, back stitch a little, and then sew on. So my needle is up, which is good news. That means I can put my presser foot up. If my needle wasn't up, I would turn it until it is. And then I'm going to carefully draw this out here to here and here. And then on the edge of the machine, you're going to cut this off. And then you see I've removed from the flip-flop, so I'm going to put that back in and turn the machine. So one of the things, I'm also going to use this to cut off this thread so it doesn't get in our way. One of the things you need to be really careful is you're not putting your hand here, because this piece can slam into the tender, soft niblet of your nail and you'll be crying because it hurts. Done it, not fun. So now we're going to make this right turn. So I'm putting the presser foot down, I'm engaging my needle. I'm going to sew until I get to that horizontal line, stopping. Only need like 3 to 5 stitches to do that. And then I'm going to sew on. And you're going to sew a little bit slower than I am, which is hard for me to do. Fingers away from that little knob. You don't want it rallying on your... Then I'm going to stop. So I have to go this way. So this is where we're going to pivot. And this is the same for athletics as it is for a sewing machine. My needle has to be down, so it holds the fabric in place. I'm gently picking up the presser foot. I'm turning the fabric so it can follow suit. I'm gently putting the presser foot down, and then I will sew to this point, sew back to the horizontal line, and then to the end. And I can put my hand back here if I want to grab the fabric, because it's pretty close to the edge. How fast you should be sewing to start with. Now I'm going to stop the back stitch, and then I'm going to sew back over. I'm going to lift my presser foot. My needle is up, so I know I can pull that out. I'm going to pull this twice, and I'm going to snip, and then I'm going to snip this little guy off again. And now I've done, my stitch line is actually straighter than my marker line, which is fine. The trickiest one is going to be your curve. And you got to go really slowly on this one. So I'm going to put my presser foot down, engage my needle, always back stitching at the front of something and at the My presser foot is up. Let's see, get it up a little bit more. Pull, 2, trim, trim, and there you have your 3 technical research segments. And then throw away your scrap thread, and the machine is ready for the next time you need it. When you're done, you'll shut the machine off, you'll unplug the machine, you'll put the dust cover on it after you've wrapped up the foot pedal and the plug and tuck it in here.